welcome back to the 12 Notes Podcast. This is, damn, I lost count. Episode 46, 47.
46. 47.
Some shit. Anyways, we're
Goddamn
back.
47.
It's been a minute since the last episode, but we trying to stay consistent. We just be having a lot of shit going on. We are still inspiring rappers and whatnot.
This is true.
So, you got any topics you want to get into?
I was thinking the Grammys.
Let's get into it.
For one, they did a 50th year anniversary of hip hop performance, right?
Yeah.
And then, did they have any West Coast artists? Too Short, right?
I don't even know. I didn't even see it.
You didn't see it? You heard about it?
Yeah. I seen a few clips, but I think I seen like Rakim and Queen Latifah.
I think Run DMC maybe.
Yeah.
The older cats and shit.
Right. But yeah, I was watching the Grammys live, but then I fell asleep.
What did you catch?
Like the beginning, probably. Damn, I can't even remember. I don't remember. I think Stevie Wonder and Smokey Robinson performing.
Oh, damn, that shit's crazy.
Yeah, I think that's the last thing I seen. And I was out. So I had work.
Yeah, I didn't catch it at all, but I just heard about, like, the highlights and whatnot.
Yeah.
Kendrick winning rap album of the year.
Rap album. Yeah, which is, I mean, I think the whole Grammy shit, they just be like, they don't really know what goes on, like, in the hip-hop world.
What do you think about, you know how Eminem used to always, like, diss on the Grammy? Like, you think I give a fuck about a Grammy?
Yeah.
He used to always diss the Grammys, huh?
Yeah.
People don't even diss the Grammys no more.
People, like, still try to boycott and shit like that. Like Kanye did it.
Do you feel like, is that a dream of yours to one day maybe have a Grammy?
Yeah, hell yeah.
I feel like everyone's dream like
everybody,
that.
bro. Like, I mean, you can say, like, you can talk all the shit you want, but, like, at the end of the day,
you do want one.
You would want one, bro. Like, even to be nominated, it just feels good to be appreciated, and noticed. Right. Like, bro, like, you got the Grammy. Shit fire.
And everybody raps about it, too, I feel like.
Yeah.
There's a lot of songs about it.
Yeah.
I know there's one, I think there's a Russ song where he says something about, like, he's telling his ex-girlfriend, oh, is that song Goodbye? And he tells his ex-girlfriend, basically, he's like, goodbye or whatnot. But he's like, and I'm going to see you at the Grammys, too.
Exactly. But hip hop, like, they're not really in the culture like that, so they just kind of like scratch the surface with that shit. Like, I feel like
there's a lot of artists that you don't even know about that win. Like, there's an artist that won the best, I think one of the best R&B albums.
Yeah.
His name is Robert Glasper. You know who he is?
Mm-mm.
But then, like, I checked out the album, like, and there's, like, features with, like, Mac Miller, like, BJ the Chicago Kid, Bilal. Like, there's, like, music, Soul Child, Q-Tip. So there's some artists in here, Jennifer Hudson. And I was like, damn, that's crazy. How is it that, like, and I was looking at the award winners, and there's a lot of artists that I haven't heard of. I'm like, damn, I need to do my homework on these artists.
Yeah.
But it's crazy to me that people are winning Grammys that I feel like are kind of like media, like, plants type of thing. Like, sometimes, don't you think?
Yeah.
Like, because you never hear about some of these artists. How did they win a Grammy? Or is it that we're just not listening? Like we're just not that part of the world that listens to that.
Right. I mean, for me, like I mostly listen to hip hop, so it's everything else kind of. You know, if I catch it, I catch it. But
That's true.
You know,
That's true.
but I don't know. But there's also certain shit that I don't listen to.
Yeah.
Like, look, this is the best. This is the nominees for best rap album: Future album, Pusha T, DJ Khaled, Kendrick, and Jack Harlow. The only album I heard on here is the Kendrick album and a little bit of the Pusha T album. But like, I'm not listening to the Future or the Khaled.
I heard like a couple of Jack Harlow.
And the Jack Harlow, you know what I'm saying?
And I'd for sure. Well, I might have listened to a couple of the Khaled ones. But
it's just kind of like. I mean, it's an obvious win for Kendrick.
For Kendrick,
you know what I mean? It's not like he had any competition.
How about the Future one? Did you listen to that one? I'm pretty sure a lot of people like that one too.
Yeah, but I'm not a big Future fan.
You're not a huge Future fan.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge Future fan either. Like, there's a couple songs, and him with Drake is always pretty cool. But I'm not like a huge Future fan.
Yeah, I guess they're the same thing. There's a few songs here and there, but I don't know. Everybody seems to like him.
Yeah, I mean, if he's nominated for Album of the Year.
Yeah. And then Jack Harlow.
He's doing something.
I mean, I feel like they're always going to nominate the white rapper.
That's true.
Like,
that's true. I feel like they've nominated, like, Machine Gun Kelly, G-Eazy, like, for sure, huh?
Yeah.
Like, those type of foods, I mean, it's only right because you already know how the media works and whatnot. They always have to have I'm pretty sure Logic has got nominated, but he's half white, no?
Yeah.
That still counts.
But it's crazy that some of the best artists don't even have a Grammy. Like Tupac don't have a Grammy.
That's
Snoop Dogg don't have a Grammy. That's crazy as shit ever.
That makes no sense.
Yeah. It's just what.
Does Eminem have a Grammy even though he shitted on him so much?
Yeah.
Yeah, he does?
I believe so.
But he probably wasn't there, or he did go? I
think after a while, because he got performed with the Free Tony Ayo shirt
at the Grammys. Yeah. And then isn't that in the Grammys, or was it the VMAs where he like had a bunch of like basically like a bunch of fans that were dressed up as him?
Yeah. No, I think that was MTV.
MTV, huh?
Yeah.
But also, Dr. Dre got a Grammy for.
Eminem has 15.
15 Grammys? That's crazy.
But yeah, Dre got the what are they called?
I think the Global something.
Global Impact
Global Impact Award. Yeah.
The Dr. Dre Global Impact Award.
Yeah, and now that's its name. Yeah.
Yeah. From here on out.
That's crazy. So people from now on are gonna be like awarded a Global Impact Award. Dr. Dre Global
Impact Award. I wonder if
they're probably not gonna do it every year, huh? Whoever or they will. You think?
Maybe. But I wonder if he has like a vote. In the say so of who wins and who doesn't.
What do you mean?
Like Dr. Dre.
Mm-hmm.
Like he gets to pick and choose.
Oh, does he have a vote in it? Yeah. Supposedly how all that Grammy votes go is a lot of people in media get a vote. Like there's people, influential people and executives and whatnot also. But like there's also like a side vote from like media moguls and different like music people. From what I heard.
Yeah.
Where you could like submit your vote or something like that. But not everyone. Not to like the audience, I think.
Yeah. That shit is always every year, bro. It's like, oh, they didn't nominate this guy or they didn't nominate so and such. But it's only for like the rap shit. Everybody else don't care. Everybody's just happy, to be there or whatever. But that's how it goes. But shit, I'll be happy to win one, for sure.
That'd be dope.
Yeah.
Even as in a beat, even if winning like
producing.
Yeah.
If it's like a song of the year, the rapper or whatever, and then the producer, the songwriter, everybody gets.
Everybody gets a Grammy.
Yeah.
Everyone that was there in the studio.
Right. Well, everybody whoever has credit on the song.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how Hit Boy got one for Racks in the Middle. One thing Kendrick said that was dope. He was like, we just wanted to be the biggest underground rappers in the world, which is like, I never really thought about it like that with him, but it's kind of true. Like, he's the only like mainstream rapper that has like the certain content that he has and that is actually successful at it, which could be considered underground, or you know what I mean?
It could be, yeah. That's true.
So that's the pretty dope way to put it.
No, yeah, that's dope. That's a dope accomplishment from Kendrick.
Sure. Then,
it's crazy because we had been talking about the album and then it just won album of the year, rap album.
Yeah.
It was dope. So I was watching something, I think probably on a YouTube short or something, where this guy is saying that when you leave a studio, that you should leave with 9 different.
Yeah,
did you see that?
I saw that too.
Like 9 different copies of your track, right?
Yeah.
Like a clean version, explicit version, acapella version, the whole beat, instrumental. Then what else?
I don't even know.
Like a radio version or something. What do you think about that? And is it true?
It's kind of ridiculous.
Why do you think that?
I mean, because
if you think about it, back in the day, bro, records always had that.
Yeah.
Right? Records had.
I was gonna say that too, bro.
The full track. It had the acapella and it had the instrumental, and that way, like, people and DJs could actually blend it and DJ it too.
But like you said, it's back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and that fool on the video is pretty old.
Yeah, right.
So he's like has this old mentality of how the industry works, which is like.
I think another one of the versions was something that had to do with making it like movie ready or like. I think something like that, like, because I guess he said.
Well, I know on radio ready where you need like.
No, he was saying also movie ready because apparently the first 15 seconds of a song, right?
Yeah.
Can't have any bad words because there's a certain explicit movie ready songs too.
Yeah.
Some shit like that, right?
It's wild, bro. Like, I think especially back in the day, people were bouncing from studio to studio. Instead of like nowadays where most people have home studios and like, or like you just have a studio you go to all the time. So now you don't have to get all that when you leave the studio.
Right,
you know what I mean? It's like, oh, you get a call, you want your shit on the radio. Oh shit, let me hop on my shit real quick and make a clean version. Like, it'll be done in an hour.
Right.
It's not like you have to have it ready to go. Like, it's I don't know. That's gotta be. And I get to like why back in the day they were charging so much for studio time and for engineers if they're doing all that.
That's true.
Goddamn, you're gonna pay me $100 an hour type shit. Like,
have you ever done a clean version of a song?
Yeah.
For what song?
On a G-Loon song. It's called
And he just requested you to do it?
Called Leave Me Alone.
Like he had asked you?
Yeah.
And that's the only time anyone has ever asked you?
Yeah.
And he was just like, oh, I want the explicit and then I want a clean version.
Yeah. Well, like We did it together and shit.
Oh, okay. And did he punch in like a different word, or how did you?
I think he
Clean
might
it.
have punched in one word. Cause the song's called "Leave Me Alone,"
Mm-hmm.
and it was like, "Bitch, leave me alone."
Mm-hmm.
So you gotta take out the bitch.
So he said, "Chick,
I
leave
think
me
so.
alone."
Some shit like that. Yeah, that's funny.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And then also, like, we didn't know what you can and can't say.
Right.
So we're like, can you say ass on the radio? Like, what can, I don't know.
That's true.
Different
There's
shit.
certain words that are not bad words, but
They still pass.
they still are like too explicit.
Yeah. But there's also words that they don't know what it means yet. And you can get away with
Exactly.
it.
Like Lil Jon, right?
Yeah, the skeet.
Yeah.
Like, they had no idea.
They had no idea what skeet.
This is all over the radio. Like, yeah. So that's
That's true. That's crazy.
yeah. Even though, like, now, like, I think if somebody gets on the radio, I think, like, the DJ will just create some kind of clean version.
You know what
quick.
I do want to do though? Like for my album, I want to have a clean version.
Yeah.
But let me tell you why. Because for me, whenever I'm like in the car with my son, like I'll play rap albums, but I'll try to find like the
clean
versions that are clean, you know? Because sometimes it's like way too explicit.
Yeah.
I feel like, you know?
Yeah.
Even though my son, like, he listens to everything, but sometimes it's like too much where I feel it, you know?
Yeah.
Because I just don't want him to start cussing like too much, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so sometimes I find clean versions of albums and I'm like, damn. And then I was thinking to myself, I'm like, I need to have a clean version of like my album, my next album, like,
Yeah.
so I could like, you know, so I could show it around, show it to my family. It's like family friendly, you know?
You're still gonna know what you mean.
Yes, but I feel like they might see the art in it more, where it's not too like explicit, you know?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, like it's still our art, you know. So however we came up with it, that's why I don't. It's not like I'm trying to not cuss, you know.
Right.
Like, which I probably would do in a couple songs, probably not cuss, but I don't. I just write how I feel. Like it's never. I never think about like, hey, I'm not gonna cuss here, you know.
Yeah. I used to hate clean versions, bro.
What do you think about it now?
Now it's different because they don't re-record the verses. Like back in the day, they used to re-record the verse and just
That's
switch
true.
the words out,
Yeah.
clean version words, and their whole delivery and everything would sound completely different.
Right.
And it would be like, this shit throw me off. Like,
No, yeah, for sure.
But nowadays,
Oh, you remember Guilty Conscience had a whole clean
whole
version
clean version.
with a whole
Yeah.
different scenario.
Every
like
time
in
I
a
hear
whole
it, I'm
different
like-
video. It's completely different.
Yeah,
It's so
bro.
crazy. Huh?
Yeah.
Then the real song, like there's literally two versions of it.
Right. Yeah, bro. I hated that. It's just, it irks me. But nowadays they just leave it blank. You know, if there's a curse word, they'll just cut it out.
Yeah, they'll just
just keep it like that. But some songs, bro, some songs are so ridiculous. Like, I don't even know why they even try to make a clean version. Like, it's wild. It's just like the whole thing is
Yeah, some
blank.
of the radio songs are like that. It's just like it's just beep the whole time.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean,
It's the clean version. And I hate it too when I'm riding in somebody's car or something and they play music and it's the clean version.
when they're in the radio, or they're just when they
it's like
bump the
on
clean
their,
version
on
or
their
something.
shit. Like, what the hell? This is the clean version.
I don't ever ride alone like with the clean version.
Or
so.
sometimes, like, I'll add, like, some shit to my library. And I'll play it.
Mhm.
And, like, it just so happens to be the clean version. And I get mad. I'm like, what the hell? Like, to take this shit off my Am I a child right now? But it's crazy, though. Like, my mom never tripped like on the explicit. So like I've always got the dirty version of albums.
They used
But,
to sell
like,
clean version of albums
Yeah,
at the stores.
yeah. Especially Walmart, bro.
Yeah.
Walmart, all their albums are clean versions.
I used to always get dirty versions too, but that's just because my mom didn't really understand what they were saying, you know?
Yeah.
So she was like, a Mexican lady, so she didn't really know. Like, she didn't really know, like, how freaking horrible the music,
Yeah.
especially like Eminem and all that, the early shit, like, fuck. If she knew what Eminem was saying, she probably would have been like, what the fuck are you listening to? But they had no idea, so we were just listening to everything.
Yeah. But yeah, like I would go to school, right? And like all my friends would have the clean version, and I'd be the only one with the dirty version. So like I'd be having to let them borrow the shit, like all right, like but bring it back, you know what I'm saying? Got the dirty version.
Damn, remember those days, fool, when you fucking would get a burned CD?
Yeah.
I remember there was one of my homies, fool. This fool named Osvaldo, fool. He was the first one to ever, like, I remember he gave me the Slim Shady LP. He let me borrow it, fool. And I was just, like, sick. And I remember getting it burned, too, after. I was, like, sick. And then there was this other kid named Tony that you would, like, write down. This would give you, like, a CD thing. And then you know how I had the slip in there with, like, lines? And it was like, all right, you got 18 songs. Write down whichever 18 songs you want. And I'm like, hell yeah. So I'll write down in a note, like, freaking all day and during class, like, thinking, like, hey, fool, what's a good song out right now? I got my 18, like, and I'm like, hell yeah, these songs are fucking dope right here.
Yeah.
And then I'll turn it into that, fool, like here, hey. I'll see Tony, like, during recess or whatnot, like, hey, bro, like, you got me? He's like, yeah. I forgot how much he would charge, but it was low-key a lot, fool. Because it would take time, fool, like, to download each song from, like, LimeWire or whatever the fuck he would use at the time,
Yeah.
And then burn the CD. It was, like, a long process, huh?
Hell yeah. And then you had that internet.
Exactly. It depended on what internet you had, fool. That modem internet, fool. That dial-up.
You get the broadband shit. Used to be
the
faster
broadband cable,
shit.
But
yeah, that shit was a hustle.
That shit was dope though.
People used to burn CDs.
Yeah, I think it was like fucking $5-10 at least, maybe $20 even.
Back in the day.
But people would pay for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, cause the CD back then was what, $9.99 when it came out, $10 or like $14.99.
It depends.
It started getting like more and more, huh?
I've gotten shit that was like $20.
That's true.
Sometimes.
Yeah, so those burnt CDs were probably a good 15, 20 for. But they were worth it back then, cause you popped them in your CD player. I used to take the school bus, like, so I flew the whole school bus ride. I'll be like listening to that burnt CD.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to take the bus from Reseda all the way to Pacoima. So it took me about like an hour or so to get there. And yeah, bro, you had that CD player, just put in an album. That's crazy too. Like, you had to pick one album, unless you had a burnt CD, it was mixed.
Yeah.
But like, you stick with that. Like, this you can do. But shit was dope. Like, you live with the music that you get. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because the dope thing about it, like me too, like going to school, it was like an hour drive too,
Mm-hmm.
So it was like you could listen to a whole album.
Yeah.
In a whole, for sure, in a whole day, like on your way there and back.
Yeah. I still do that, like when I'm on my way to work or something. Throw on an album, listen to it.
But I feel like now since you have like the opportunity to skip the track or go to another album, some people, do because like you have that opportunity. I mean, people back then too used to like take like different CDs to pop in and out. I mean, that too, but
yeah,
for the most part, I remember just like fucking.
You're gonna pop in the CD. There's at least a handful of songs you want to listen to.
Yeah, for sure.
You can't just be like,
I remember that when that 50 Cent Get Rich or Die Trying. I bumped that whole album all the way through.
No skips.
Yeah.
That was one of them ones. That one was crazy. Freaking Country Grammar was crazy too.
I was about to say when Nellyville came out too was crazy.
Nellyville. Yeah. And then Eminem, obviously. And CDs. That's just a different experience.
Fool, you remember when they used to have like, it wasn't CDs, but they were kind of like discs, and it was like a mini discs.
But it was
like a square, fool. But it was like a CD, yeah. But it was in a square.
Yeah.
Remember those?
Yeah.
Fool, I remember I had bought one of those, and I thought I was a shit, fool.
Yeah.
Because with those, like, you could store way more songs in it. And that one, at that point, you could, like, connect it to a computer. And at that point, I already had LimeWire, you know?
Yeah.
So I wasn't even getting no more mixed CDs from Homeboy. Like, I was, like, just on that. But you could only listen to it on there, like... It's not like you would bump it like on a stereo,
right.
But still, that's all I needed at that time. It was like an iPod in a way.
Yeah.
Before the iPod.
Yeah.
Cause then I remember when the iPod came in too, and then with the music videos, I had one of those big iPods that had like the music videos in it.
Oh yeah.
With all the old school videos of like Bone Thugs, Thuggish Ruggish Bones. I had all the Eminem, Dr. Dre's, like.
It's crazy. You had like a little ass screen watching videos on
And then I remember having the PSP after.
Oh yeah, that shit.
Fool, I had, you know which was one of my favorite discs that I had, and I got it right there in remember in Burbank, Virgin Records.
Yeah.
I got it right there. Fool, it was a PSP game of the Up and Smoke tour.
Yeah. You told me.
Yeah, fool. That was fool. That's all I would watch. I had that in Training Day in my PSP.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know the words, or I used to know at least the words to Training Day, like word for word of the whole movie, fool. Like every word, like throughout the whole movie, because I had it on my PSP. And the same thing with that Up and Smoke tour, fool. Like I always like fucking was like, for sure that's the best tour ever. Like
yeah,
all the artists that were there, like. That time, you know, like it's just so crazy. I forgot who I ran into someone like recently, fool, that had told me like, oh yeah, I was at the Up and Smoke tour, and I was just like, damn, I fucking hate you. Like freaking, dude, that's like the number one tour that I wish I would have been there for, you know?
Yeah.
But I mean, we were way too young for that, but still, like just looking back at that Up and Smoke tour DVD. That shit was sick.
On the PSP. The PSP, that shit was ahead of its time, bro.
Bro, I don't know why people are not on it again.
I think
there's gonna be a new one.
They should like relaunch it, but like everything digital.
Right.
Because if you buy it now, you gotta go buy the disc and everything.
Yeah.
So
they should just scratch the whole disc and make it all like.
Yeah, but that shit is hard, bro.
You should be able to play the PS5 games on that shit. Yeah, because there's a new there's this controller that you just buy, and it's an attachment where you could just download the app on your phone, and you could literally play all your PS5 games on your phone.
Yeah, I bought that for my stepson.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
That shit's dope?
He says he likes it.
Fool, I was gonna buy it for my son too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna get it for him.
Yeah.
I seen it, but when I was gonna order it, it was like right before Christmas, and then when I went to like purchase it, it's like it's gonna arrive like 2 weeks after Christmas. I'm like, oh fuck all that. I'm like, I'm gonna just wait till they have it back at the stores, because they do have it at Target, I think.
Oh yeah.
Or Best Buy now.
I bought it on Amazon.
Amazon.
Yeah.
It's only like a bill, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, if they already have that, fool, then they need to like bring the PSP back. Like, it's only right.
Yeah, that would be crazy.
And just make it somehow that much better, you know?
I think it's because of the phone that they don't.
Because now you don't need memory card, like those.
Right, you used to have to put the memory card.
They should just have a built-in fucking like 256 gigs or more, fucking.
But I think because of the phone. You can do everything that PSP used to do on your phone, and everybody has a phone automatically.
Yeah, but the buttons of a PlayStation is what matters, you know? And that's what that PSP gives you. Like, it gives you those buttons still. Like, you could do it on your phone, fool. Like, yeah, and kind of like with that other control, which gives you the buttons too. But, like, I don't know. It's kind of like, if it comes from PlayStation, I feel like people are going to gravitate towards it more. But
Yeah, probably. But
then in a way, it kind of takes away from the PS5, huh? Because it's like, you just have a mini PS5.
wasn't like how the Nintendo Switch is? Because you can kind of just take it with you, and then you can plug it into your TV also.
That's true.
Low key, kind of.
That is true, right? Yeah, that's true. What do you think about Mario Kart World, Phil? Coming to Universal?
Universal?
Yeah. Do you like Mario Kart? Like, did you grow up playing that?
Yeah, for sure.
That's my favorite game of all time.
Yeah.
For sure.
Racing. Mario Kart.
Not Mario Kart, but just Super Mario in general.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
More than like the world ones, like, you know, where you're like in different worlds and
So you
saving the
like,
princess.
you like Mario? Yeah. Well, you see the new movie coming out? That's it too.
When is it coming out though? Yeah, I seen the trailer.
Sometime this year. But I think that's all like all the same shit.
Yeah.
Drop the movie, drop the theme park.
Are you gonna go?
The theme park?
Mm-hmm.
Probably, eventually.
For sure, huh?
Probably let some time go by though first.
Let it die down a little bit?
Yeah, 'cause it's gonna be packed.
Yeah, I think it's barely gonna be open to the public February 17 or 16.
Yeah, it's about to be wild.
Yeah, I already seen YouTube videos on it, like people that have gotten exclusive access in it.
Yeah.
And that shit looks dope, fool. Like, they took their time on every detail of that freaking park.
I mean, they got to. They were freaking...
So does Universal like own Nintendo or it's just like a joint venture type of thing?
Yeah, I think it's just like a licensing type of situation. Yeah. They can use...
It's kind of like The Simpsons too, huh? Like,
right, The Simpsons. They don't own The Simpsons. That's Fox, you know?
Yeah.
Now Disney.
Yeah.
But they still got the whole ride and the whole get down.
That's true.
So it's some kind of licensing situation, I guess.
So Universal is just on some like, all right, what do the people love? Like, and let's just invest in that. And like people love Mario, right? So let's just let's hit up Nintendo and see what we could do type of thing, and let's build the theme park.
Yeah.
But they're still their own different companies, right? And they're just like doing business together type of thing?
I guess so. Because they also got the Harry Potter. Freaking Warner Brothers is Harry Potter. So I don't know how.
So yeah, so it's just different.
Yeah. And they're like right up the street from each other.
And they probably like, I mean, they're all in the studios and movies and they're all in like, you know?
Yeah. Well, if you go on the Warner Brothers tour, they have their own little Harry Potter situation going on.
Damn, I never been on a Warner Bros. Tour.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
I think you just go on the website.
Fool, I'm gonna do that shit. Cause I love the Universal Studios tour, fool. That's my favorite part of Universal, no lie. The tour.
Yeah.
Cause it's just like, to me, even though it's always the same thing, the shark coming at you, the train, like the subway, but the water coming down, but to me it's still, I don't know why, I just love that shit. Especially because I like the sometimes, like if the what's the narrator or whatever, or the host is like funny, it's always fun.
Yeah. They took out the King Kong, bro. That shit was the best part of it.
That's true.
3D.
Mm-hmm.
King Kong, he's like in the middle of a fight with the King Kong and the dinosaur.
For
that shit was wild. They took it out. I think they put Fast and Furious shit in there.
Well, I remember they used to have in the special effects tour, or remember that one, that special effects show or something like that.
Yeah.
I remember when I was young, fool. I went to Universal, right? And during that time, they had the what's the DeLorean, or what's the car from the Back to the Future called?
Yeah.
That one?
DeLorean.
They had that one, fool, and they're like, "Hey, can we get a lucky boy from the audience, like, to come in here and actually get it in it?" And I was like, sick. And I put my hand up, fool, and I got chosen. I was like, sick ass, fool. And then I went in, and they chose a little girl, a little white girl too, like around my same age. I was probably like 8 or 9, fool. And it was me in the driver's seat, and then her in the passenger. And then I was just like, I was just in awe, fool, because in my mind I was like, damn, this is like, I just love that movie. And I was like, what the fuck, like, I'm in this ride now, like like if I'm Marty McFly, fool, and you just see the buttons, the lights and everything. I was just like, hell yeah, because it was like a full show, and I was like, hell yeah, I just got chosen randomly.
It's crazy.
Yeah, but I'm light skinned, so they probably thought I was white.
It's like this white boy.
Freaking assholes.
You had hair?
Yeah, I had long hair from when I was young, and it was like kind of like brownish, blondish.
Yeah, like your beard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. Let's get back to this music thing. So J. Cole, this hops on YouTube, types in J. Cole type beat. He clicks the first one and he makes a song out of it. And then he tells the producer, like, yo, you should release it on your channel. Which is pretty dope.
Right, I seen that. That is crazy.
Yeah. I think that's the best part, that he told him to release it. Because I'm pretty sure, like, most of these rappers go on YouTube and search type beat of their own name just to see, like, they can find something. But him actually using it.
And you heard of that producer before or no?
Nah.
I've heard that was beats before.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I've heard people with like beats from him.
Oh,
like.
yeah. So, yeah, that's dope. He said that he did it because he's been having trouble, like, writing and shit. So he just kind of try to do something different.
That's so dope, fool. I know. I seen the message that J. Cole gave that kid. He kind of told him, like, hey, like, this song, like, is never gonna really see the day of light. So, like, it's one of those, like, songs that I just made, like, just like for the moment type of thing. But you can have it, like, you know, you do with it whatever you want with it.
Yeah.
Like, you could keep it, you could show it to your homies, you could drop it, right? Basically, he gave him the permission to do whatever he wanted with that song.
Yeah.
And then he put it out. He put it on his channel, on his YouTube channel, right?
Yeah.
And the song is fucking crazy, fool, too.
Yeah.
It's dope as hell.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. That fool J. Cole is one of a kind.
No, and I know that producer, he has a lot of J. Cole type beats too.
Yeah.
Like, that's a lot of his style too. So it's dope to see, like, someone like that getting recognition just off of YouTube.
Yeah. Well, I know because, like, that fool Rucci, he has a song. I think it's called Type Beat. And, like, he kind of talks, like, in the beginning. Yeah. Or the end, something like that. He's just saying, yeah, this is a Rucci type beat. And I just rap to it. But, like, he released it on his own. So that's what I'm saying. Like, the best part of it is that he actually gave him the song and let him do what he wanted with it, you know.
Damn, I got COVID or something. I'm just kidding.
You're dying.
Damn, we can't even say that word before you're gonna get demonetized. Splurp it out, fool.
Alright, next thing. This whole King of Chicano rap drama.
Oh
You
yeah.
want to talk about it?
What do you think about it? So it started with I think American Cholo.
Yeah.
I think he had said that he thought Conejo was the number one Chicano rapper, right? So when Conejo heard that, he said that he thought that Little
Lil
Rob
Rob.
was the number one Chicano rapper,
Yeah.
and then
Shit, everybody else. But King Lil G.
King Lil G came out and said that I guess he was the number one, like
Yeah.
with numbers and everything, right?
Yeah.
And he had a little back and forth with Conejo. What do you think?
I give it to Lil Rob, bro.
You agree with Conejo?
Yeah. Because when I think about like Chicano rap,
Like the sound?
yeah, and everything, like the image of it and everything, freaking rapping on oldies, flipping oldies, and
These summer nights.
And his voice. It's Lil Rob, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
I just kicked it at home. I polished up the chrome. No, yeah, you're right. When I seen that video of Conejo saying that, I was like, damn, I didn't think of it, but now that you said it, that makes sense, you know?
Yeah.
So it does make sense, you know, but also could Lil Rob be the number one Chicano rapper with only having like five songs that were really, you know, popular? But they were big songs, huh? Summer Nights and
Neighborhood music.
Neighborhood Music. Oh yeah. Nah, he had like five, right? I would say like probably like five, right?
Yeah, but like huge. Like,
But yeah, that's true, huh? Cause I mean, what other Chicano rapper has hits?
Capone.
Don't get it twisted.
I can't even tell you, but I just remember like back in the day,
I know that's probably.
he had some hits. But
I know. He had one with Snoop Dogg, even though.
Probably. I know he had one with Nate Dogg for sure.
Mm.
But yeah, and then King Lil G starts talking about Cap G and the Mexican OT.
How did that start?
I guess from the same.
From that?
I guess. I don't know.
Is it because Cap G thinks he's the number one? Because, I mean, I feel like it started going from number one Chicano to just number one Mexican. Right? Because
they've had this argument before. They call it the hardest essay. And then they were arguing about that shit.
I remember that too. Yeah. But yeah, I feel like it turned into that because I feel like King Lil G is not really Chicano rap, even though he's like his style is just not really Chicano rap. It's just more, I don't know.
Yeah.
Right? I think he started off kind of more Chicano rap from his older stuff, but
it's just rap.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. But I saw an interview, he said he was kind of trolling on it. He's like, I never considered myself Chicano rap. I just said it because, you know, I am like the number one Mexican rapper out here. But,
who do you think is the number one Mexican rapper? Because then there's a lot of like people saying that that SPM sells more than any other Mexican rapper. Remember I had told you I had seen that too?
Yeah.
I wonder if that's true. Because I think I even seen the food community posted too.
SPM?
That SPM was the number one, like still the number one selling Mexican rapper.
I don't know. It's kind of the one thing, bro, that, okay, they're having this argument, right? And then they're saying these names. I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm hating or anything, but like all these people that they're naming, like their skills lyrically, they're freaking average, bro. Like they're not even.
That's true, huh?
Like, what are we talking about? Like, oh, they're pretty basic ass rappers, like lyrical. You know what I mean? I mean, they can make good music and shit. Like, I'm not saying that, but like,
And it's like relatable music to a Mexican audience.
right. But I think especially like Lil G trying to like take it there, like to the lyrical side of it. Like, I don't think he can, especially. I think Cap G and the Mexican OT raps better than King Lil G on the technical level.
So you don't really like King Lil G's like raps? Like you don't think he's that skilled?
No, I think it's pretty basic.
Compared to
Cap G
Cap G?
and Mexican OT, for sure.
I haven't really heard like Mexican OT that much.
Yeah, I heard like I have like one of his last albums.
This is dope.
I play it. Yeah, that's just dope. It's really him just rapping fast. It makes it pretty dope, but it's dope. He's got a dope voice. He's got a dope cadence.
So he's someone that you think is like skilled as far as like from the Mexican side?
For sure.
Him and
For
Cap
sure.
G?
Or Cap G too. I like Cap G too. Even though people give him shit because of his accent and like, you know, he sounds like
He doesn't sound Mexican.
Yeah. But like, bro,
But he is, so yeah.
he is Mexican, and yeah, I listen to his music too, and bro, yeah, I think he's barred up more than King Lil G for sure.
That's true. Now that I think about it. It's just a different style though too. Cause I feel like I understand King Lil G's style is, you know, is simpler.
For sure.
Cause it's a West Coast vibe, you know. And Cap G has an Atlanta vibe, you know.
Yeah.
And he sounds dope. I think because he sounds more Atlanta.
Right.
But he's a Mexican doing Atlanta.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. But
where's Mexican OT from? Texas?
Texas. Yeah. But yeah, and then King Lil G dropped this freestyle. You heard the freestyle?
Maybe.
No?
I think I seen it, yeah.
Yeah, they call it the disrespectful freestyle.
What'd you think about it?
It's what I expect from King Lil G.
It wasn't that good.
It's what I expect from King Lil G.
I like that.
So,
I like when he dissed. I don't know if you seen that freestyle where he dissed 6ix9ine.
No.
And he's like at a 7-Eleven.
No, I didn't see it.
That one was kind of dope, kind of hard.
Yeah. So, and then I seen him on a podcast, the Hoodstocks podcast, and he sounded pretty angry and shit. And he was kind of just going off and saying like, pretty much saying he is like the number one rapper, Mexican rapper out here, and shit like that. But it's hard for me to like be on his side and him rooting for him when he's talking that shit because of his lyrical ability.
He wasn't like that before too. I wonder why.
He's always been humble.
I know.
But like lately, he just feels, I guess, fed up and like people.
That's true.
talk too
He's
much
always
of
been
him.
like super
You
humble.
know, he's always been cool. Like
My brother even like he's met him in person.
Yeah.
And he said like he's super humble in person.
Yeah.
Like super humble.
yeah. So
Maybe it's just like, you know, just like calculated moves just to be more in the eye. I mean, because he's popular already. Like, he doesn't really need to like start drama.
right.
Or maybe maybe there's like a competitive thing. Because I mean, like
yeah.
like you said, he said that he kind of was just trolling, right? So maybe he's just like really being competitive with it, and he's like, and he feels like he's the number one. Because I mean, at the end of the day, fool, he should feel like he's the number one Mexican. You know, like
Nah, for sure.
he should feel that way 100%.
Yeah.
You know, and he's obviously like he's made big moves in order to say that he could be. You know.
Yeah.
But I think he could like have a say for like California or maybe but probably like overall with Cap G and like Mexican OT, like that's a nationwide like
Yeah, right.
whole different scale. I feel like who else is Mexican like in the US? In other states.
What's popping? Mm, I don't know. I don't know. There's a lot. You heard this from up north? This for GB? Nah, that was hard.
And he's Mexican?
Yeah,
JB?
GB.
Oh, GB? Just GB?
Yeah,
Nah, I'm gonna check him out though.
that was hard.
That was hard?
He's from Merced,
Merced?
California. He's hard though. He just dropped an album like last week. I've been bumping it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's it called?
It's Horns and Halos.
Horns and Halos GB?
Yeah.
I'm gonna look it up for sure.
Yeah, that was hard.
There it is. What do you say? No, yeah, there's Mexican artists everywhere. I feel like.
Yeah. And I can really rap. Like, I feel like us, like the whole squad, like we can really rap, bro. So
Yeah.
I mean, we rap better than a lot of these shows. Lyrically, like, you know what I'm saying.
Right. No, yeah, for sure.
It's
I feel
just-
that way too.
It's just different things. But I mean, if you're gonna pop your shit, then you gotta be able to really back it up.
That's
you know?
true.
It's tough with K-Lil G, bro. Yeah.
But yeah,
And I heard that for Drummer Boy kind of say, he was like, if I'm not top 5 Mexican rappers, like, I gotta be, you know what I mean? You think he is?
in California, yeah.
I mean, I don't know if he has a national audience like that, but yeah, bro, he's up there. I mean,
No,
when
yeah.
you think about the
fuck with
top,
his music.
the top Mexican rappers right now, it's like the OG, Drummer Boy, Suede,
Right.
shit like that.
That's true. Oh, Jeezy.
Oh, Jeezy.
6ix9ine.
And you got all these names now. How you feel about Suede? I think that fool,
I thought he was locked up.
yeah. But I think he just released some shit too. I think that fool, I don't know. He's, I think people are getting tired of
The style.
his whole style. Because he's, I mean, every song is the same, bro.
Yeah.
It's like, alright, bro.
It kind of died out a little bit, no?
I feel like it.
Is it dying out a little bit, or am I tripping?
I mean, I don't look at the numbers.
But it feels
like,
that way?
I don't know, like every time I hear it now, it's kind of like, alright, bro, like what else you got?
To you,
like,
it died. Yeah.
you know?
I mean, he's still young though.
Yeah, but like, how you gonna switch your style?
If that's how you got like.
But I mean, I don't know, like if he's like really doing that style, like if he's really like going out of his way to change his voice like that, like B Real did. I gotta rap high pitch, so I gotta change my voice. Or if that's just how he talks and that's just how he raps and that's just how it is. Because if it is, I don't know, it's gonna be tough for him to find a new sound.
I think he just needs like guidance.
But he signed though. He signed to Atlantic Records. But Atlantic Records is like they just pick
Whatever is
the
popular.
most viral people,
Yeah.
like, oh, and they just sign them like real quick.
Which he doesn't even need. Like he probably like he already has a core fan base that are gonna fuck with him regardless.
Right. He probably didn't need a sign, but I mean, you know how that goes. You young.
Is he looking at a lot of time or what?
I don't even know. I'm not really following you like that.
And what happened with Peso?
I don't know either. I think he's gonna get out.
What's another? Are they Mexican? Those fools are Mexican too, right? Him?
I believe so. But yeah, I mean, I don't know where he's gonna go from here. I think maybe he just needs to fall back for a little bit. Come back out. Some hot shit. Because it's like, it could be a bad thing to keep dropping music. Like, I feel like that happened with Lil Wayne. Like, he just kept dropping these mixtapes, and then he did this album, and then people kind of got tired of it.
Right.
It's too much music, bro. Like, we get it.
Do you ever feel like that with yourself?
Like, I dropped too much? No, because I don't feel like
You don't drop that much.
drop that much. So, and then for me, it's like, I don't just sound the same on every track.
Right. It's not that. Yeah.
I don't just approach every song with the same flow and the same, like, I'm gonna just do this. It's like every beat I make, every song I make, it's like, how can I approach this differently?
Right,
You know
right.
what I mean,
It's all different.
yeah. So that's just me.
No, that's true. No, me too. I feel the same way.
Right. Not everything is just like, you don't know what to expect. Like when we did Ain't Fucking With You, like, you didn't expect that for me. You know
That's
what I mean?
true.
It's just like way out of, but it sounds fire.
It's like when we were making the Half Baked.
Yeah.
And you were just like listening to the reggae sounds.
Right.
And then that shit just came about.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that helps. Especially the beats, bro. Like, just rapping the same type of beats over and over.
It gets repetitive, yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, it's just me, you know. Maybe everybody else is just cool with it.
I mean, yeah, they're doing something right? Because they're getting views.
For sure. But sometimes sometimes it feels like they're just like kind of playing the game and like paying for views and shit like that.
Well, it's kind of how, and it's also, you know what it is, fool, is that some shit goes viral because sometimes it's like, because the person can't rap. It's kind of like Blueface. You know how Blueface came out?
Yeah.
And he was like completely not on beat at all. And he learned how to rap, basically.
Yeah.
But that moment of him going viral, of him not knowing how to rap and not being on beat, is what made him what he is, you know? And I feel like Sway kind of had the same, in a way, kind of had that same pattern, because his shit was a little different, because he had that, like that, kind of like that voice, you know? That voice, and his style was just different. And it's like, I'm a dana. Like, he has that sound, you know, where he's, the way he's talking or whatnot. It was different, and that's what popped him off too. Same thing.
Yeah.
It was just different. Not that it wasn't on beat, but it was just kind of like, you could tell it's like he's new to it, you know, and it was just different.
Yeah, for sure.
So
Yeah, I mean, that happens all the time. Like
that does happen all the time.
Jenny 69.
Jenny
Her
69,
little
Ice
song.
JJ Fish. Remember that?
Yeah. And then their shit just becomes a joke. Like, oh, you see this shit? This shit is crazy. Like,
Yeah.
they can't. But it's. It would be blow up because people making fun of you.
What if we just start doing that, bro?
You know what's funny? We used to be in the studio, and we used to kind of make fun of other rappers by like just imitating their whole style and like how easy it was, but like shit would still sound pretty dope, but it would be nonsense and it would be just basically how they do it, you know what I mean?
Right. Just mimicking them.
So I feel like if we would have actually recorded these and made them into songs, they might have actually done something, you know what I mean? But it's like we're just messing around and like we're not even. And I feel like they do that too. I don't know, like for a lot of foods, this shit is just a come up. Yeah.
The money, huh?
Yeah. So it's like we can make something catchy and just way out. Like
It's the money, and I feel like for a lot of them, I feel like they want the fame and shit too.
for sure. I think they want the fame more than the money.
They want the money, they want the fame, they want the girls. They want it for all the wrong reasons, basically. Right?
Yeah. I don't know. 'Cause I remember like. Oh shit.
Battery died?